You are listening to the Milan Weekly Podcast, the English voice of Radio Rossonera and Milan fans all over the world.
La formazione del ecco la fascia di capitano con il numero 13,
Donnarumma and the double, sensational from him.
Rafael Leao produces a moment of utter magic.
Teo Hernandez al gol! Teo Hernandez! Ancora lui! Una meraviglia!
Ibrahimovic! Zlatan Ibrahimovic! Fuori classe assoluto!
Buonasera, everybody. I love it how Steve, they're commenting. Youssef, he comments like 3 hours before the actual podcast. Welcome, everybody. Stevie P, welcome. What's happening?
Spring break.
Spring break. Not vacation for you, but vacation for the kids.
Yes, sir.
Guys, yes, unfortunately, we're a little late, but that's the way we like to do it. So let's get directly into it, Stevie P, shall we?
Yes, sir.
Cari amici sportivi, welcome yet to another edition of the Milan Weekly Podcast. Here we talk everything Milan, where 3 points and 3 injuries Milan, where rigore per il Milan comes back, and well, we're not professionals.
Nor do we pretend to be.
Hell of a weekend here. We both celebrated birthdays. Milan gifting us with a win. But before we get into the game, a bit of housekeeping. Stevie P, tonight, I believe Jan is playing right now as we speak.
Yes.
And he decided to have a bit of fun, Steve. So let me understand this correctly. In the Milan Club Montreal team, I'm the goalie. Why am I the goalie? I don't understand because I have no physical attributes. You're the center back, Steve, with Mario?
Yes.
And where's Presidente's position?
Left back.
He's a left back. Starting left back.
He starts.
So just having a bit of fun, guys. The FIFA tournament is on. I had a fun interviewing Milan Club Madrid today, which will be playing Milan Club Montreal in the next couple of days. So you guys could be watching this through Twitch, I believe, Steve. There's some streaming games on there, but always for a good cause, and hopefully we make it far. Even our guy, Milan Weekly Podcast, did it.
They also named the stadium Stadio Milan Weekly Podcast.
Very nice. We're getting some money out of that, Steve.
Probably.
Sponsorship or anything like that. So, guys, other than that, Steve, anything, any housekeeping for you or?
No. Once again, guys, check out the artwork from Milan Weekly Pod, courtesy of Sunny. Great post today. If you guys check us out on all our social media, you'll see the Roman gladiator kneeling towards La Madonnina.
That's right. And I like it because Sonny was like, no matter what happens, this is the graphic. Yes, that's definitely the graphic. Made us a nice little graphic for the Patreon pre-chat game on that one there. Hopefully we get one done post-game against Udinese on Wednesday. We'll see how that goes. But Let's handsome gentleman, Juan, muchos gracias, and to Studio Manscaped. Yes, Larry, Studio Manscaped. Pepino's looking for a Manscaped, and don't worry, he's still here. Manscaped, I don't know what's going on with Manscaped. We're still giving those codes. They're still working, guys. So thank you for everybody that bought some kits, and who knows, maybe they're going to send us some more stuff. But until then, we are here to talk about our beloved Milan. So, Stevie P, I want to start off by asking you, as the guys there before the game, what was your first reaction of seeing Romagnoli not playing? Was it for you? Was it mostly of like, you know what, he's not been playing very well, might as well bench him? Could it be a look? We always talk about Kessie playing every single minute. Romagnoli's been playing a lot, getting some rest, and I read today on Milan News that a coach that benches a captain just shows that he's got control over his dressing room. So your first thoughts of seeing Romagnoli not starting?
Pioli has balls.
He's got balls.
We asked for it last week. We said, and I'm a Romagnoli fan. I think that the talent didn't just go away. He's going through some a really rough patch, and unfortunately, Pioli has to think about results. And if it's benching your captain, you have no choice. And he showed that he has balls, whether it's control of the dressing room, whether he wants to. He thought the matchup of Tomori and Kajar was going to be better for him. He pulled the trigger, and it worked out for him, right?
No, definitely. And, Tomori had a good game. So then we had, the game itself, Steve. Roma didn't seem like a pushover, but not impressive, right? So I had a bit of fun calling this as, Milan back on track, or was Roma just not that good? They had their chances, definitely, but nothing to... I wasn't worried at all this whole game, even when they scored 1-1. Do you share the same feelings, or how did you take how the game went?
Well, I've been on this tirade against Roma just because I firmly believe that they're just not that great. And not having Dzeko in that team, which a lot of people say the young Real Madrid player who started up front, striker for him, which I can't even botch his name, but is better for them. We have to come to terms that is Dzeko their best player? I think he's not their best player. I think Pellegrini does some good stuff, and Veretout seems to have come on strong this year. But I think Dzeko does have a role in this Roma team, and I think the game would have been much, much different and a much tougher challenge for both center backs if Dzeko was going to be in the team. He's injured or he's not playing. I don't know. I think now he's injured, so it's fine. But for Roma fans to think that Dzeko's doesn't have a role in this team, I think they're very, very wrong about that. And I think that changed a lot to the game, and that made it a little bit easier for Milan. But Milan wasn't that great either, guys. Let's face it. I'm going to go with the unpopular opinion here. I'm going to be really honest. We weren't that great either.
I could agree with you on that point, but from what we've seen in the last month or so, it was better. But no, there's nothing to like, okay, our problems are over, let's get back on it. I liked what I saw from Sausage Maker. I have to give, like we shot on him for his last couple of performances. To me, this was a better performance. It's not top level, but better performance. Calabria, what can we say, right? Played a fantastic game once again. Anybody that didn't impress you, Steve?
I was a little bit... I'm not going to agree with the Salchicha Maker. I just think they don't have any options on that left-hand side to make Milan really struggle. Guys, a lot of people... I was a little bit disappointed in Ibra. I think that he had a lot of chances to at least make the game more favorable to Milan, because we did have a lot of chances, but we didn't score. Look, everybody else.
Çalhanoğlu had a bit better game, but if we got to look at him, if we have to judge these players to the standards that we're used to is one thing, but now we're comparing them to the standards of the last 4 or 5 games, which is completely, you can talk about Çalhanoğlu had a better game, but not to the level that we want, right?
The man of the match for me was Rebic. We needed that Rebic in the Derby de la Madonnina. I don't know what happened, but it's starting to get a little bit worrisome that every time Rebic has a good game, he pulls up injured. So I'm on the fence whether I want him to have a good game or not, because he ends up on the sideline for 10, 15 days. Hopefully this
They did say 4 days. They said that he might be able to play against Udinese, if not on Sunday versus Verona we're playing. But it's the other ones, right, Steve? Ibra seems to be missing, maybe 4 matches? Hakan is stories of what was it, Manchester United, that they already signed them, but nothing credible or anything like that. But Zlatan, again, if he's out for 4 games, Steve, Mandzukic, do we have any news that, we haven't seen much of him, and that's kind of worrisome, right?
It's going to be time for Leao to step up. And unfortunately, even coming on as a substitute, I think that he did do some good things. But for the last 10 minutes of the Roma-Milan game, Leao was playing with Roma. Leao gave up some terrible passes in the offensive zone that started Roma's counterattack and made Milan suffer for absolutely no reason. There was other incidents, just not taking the ball into the corner and trying to make something of it. And at this point here now, is it better than what we saw before? Yes. Is it good enough to creep back into this Campionato? No.
So Leao, we trusted in him while Ibra was out, and we didn't have Mandzukic at that point. I don't know what's going. Guys, in the comments, Mandzukic, is he hurt? Is he ready to go? And again, it's not like we could say, okay, we have Mandzukic, because we haven't seen anything from Mandzukic in those performances, right, Steve? I don't want to say worrisome, because in the end, it's a 6-month loan. What do we keep him? What do we not, right? Milan need to manage the injuries better. Can't afford for players. Yeah, no, we need to manage these injuries, but we managed them pretty well while everybody was injured, Steve, and we still managed to win those games. So in the end, I know we have Udinese, we have Verona. So these 2 games, these have to be wins, right, Steve? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about them. These need to be wins.
Midweek against Udinese, I think Milan needs to come up with 3 points. Away at Hellas Verona, it's always tough. That's a tough team, a gritty team. That's another Spezia-like team there. But Juric has them playing again frustrating soccer where they're grabbing points from everybody. So, guys, this is going to be crunch time, and I enjoyed the performance because I saw a lot of things that Milan did better, a lot of linking up in the final third, creating chances. Did we miss a lot of chances? Yes. And we got gifted a penalty shot, guys. And that, it's, to be very honest.
Let's talk about it, Steve. Let's talk about it. Okay, so you keep on saying even in the past podcasts, don't blame us, blame the system. It's not like Milan went, hey, where's our penalty? Yes, on paper, it was a penalty because whatever the line. But I think what's frustrating for even haters is that this would have never been called pre-VAR, correct?
No, I don't think that would have been called pre-VAR. But the rule needs to change. It cannot continue this way. Did Milan deserve to be up 1-0 after the first half? I say yes, but not the way we got it. I'm gonna admit it. It's a hard thing to do, but I think VAR is not doing itself any favors if they're looking at that call and the ref made a no penalty shot call and then reversing it to say yes, it's a penalty shot because he
got called, right?
He got called and they said you have to take a look at this again. So he goes to take a look at it again and then it becomes a penalty shot. So that's okay. The thing is, it's the rule that's bad for me. Like you're at the furthest point. You're not even a danger to being to getting even an attempt on net because your back is towards goal. I think those should start becoming maybe free kicks inside the box and making it a little bit more dramatical for everybody else, and then get away from this stupidity. If the ref sees it and he calls it a penalty shot, by all means, I think they can keep it that way for other incidences.
Yeah.
But that one there's pre-VAR. This is not a penalty shot, and we're losing again. We're losing again the grit and the fire that's in this game because defenders are scared to make a challenge. And if I'm a defender now in the league, I gotta have my hands behind my back. I can't lunge in for a challenge. Then why am I playing defense?
On that note, you're saying we should deservingly be up 1-0. I think it was within 20 minutes, Steve. We had two disallowed goals on offside, a cross by Kajar, Roma getting a disallowed goal as well. So you knew it was going to be an open play, a lot of goals there. So look, we'll take it. Right? It's not like we were there complaining, where's our penalty? But the rules need to be changed, as you were saying. But on paper, if you're in the line and it was studs up, it's a penalty. Now, looking at the other way around, if it happened to us, obviously it would be frustrating. But I think what helps everybody is we definitely deserved to win this game, and Roma just didn't do enough to combat. That's the way I see it.
Look, they had their chances. They did create some chances, but I don't think that they were quality chances. And when they were the quality chances, they just, Mkhitaryan shooting directly on Gijo. He's going to make that save all the time. They're going to complain about their penalty shot, which I don't think was a penalty shot either. I think the call was right finally, and the ref's he's gonna be torn through the drainage, and he's gonna be put in the shits because he had a terrible game. But I don't think that was a penalty too. I think it was a foul. It's a stupid play by Theo Hernandez, like just kick the ball out.
Yeah,
there's no reason for you to be dribbling there. Let's face it, but there's a foul there, and he called it, and it's fine. But look, guys, am I out of this worrying for Milan? Was I ever worrying? Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit tense. It's starting to become a little bit more uncomfortable to watch games because I see a lot of things happening on the defensive side where we're getting caught a lot and we're giving them on-man rushes, and that's not good.
But still, it's an exciting race, Steve. Right? It's been a while. Serie A, it's getting us all this excited, looking at all the standings, the difference in point gaps, and that's why every single game until the end of the season are very important. No pushovers. There's nothing wrong by not taking anybody lightly, but we need to win these games, especially starting on Wednesday. Udinese just came up from a win against Fiorentina, so they can have their one win. They don't need two in a row. We'll take that 2 wins in a row. How about Tonali, Steve? How did you like it?
It is getting better.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to give him time, but he's not doing the little things right. He's not doing the little things right. There's a couple of times where he has possession in the midfield, and he can release and he can make that pass that he's used to making, and he decides not to. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's Pioli doesn't want him to try that fantasista through ball that doesn't exist anymore in this game. But he's settling for the 3-foot pass, and it's going either to the left or the right of the man that he wants to hit and intercepted. So a lot of the little things in Tonali's game are not going his way. Is it better than the beginning of the season? Yes.
Definitely.
But not to the standards that we need. If he wants to take Benacer's place or be Benacer B, I think that he has a lot of work to do still.
And we do miss Benacer. It was nice to see Diaz on the pitch. Looks like he's going to get some playing minutes because of Çalhanoğlu being injured.
I think I was very happy with Diaz coming in as a substitute for Hakan. I didn't know he was injured when he came in. I thought it was just let's give Hakan a rest. But I found that he was very active. I think that he too, being a smaller player, he needs to receive the ball in a certain way where he's able to either spring someone on a pass or use his creativity a bit better. I find that we're giving him the ball in a very awkward position. I saw a lot of little touches where he had to take 2-3 touches before he actually has something to look at in terms of what's his next move, right? And against the better team, you don't have that time,
So all in all, it was obviously we would have wished for a super above average performance, but it's the 3 points that we needed. whether they were not so pretty or not so ugly, it's 3 points, and we definitely needed these 3 points to stay back into this race, finishing top 4. Maybe going, Dave is saying that the bus, it's trotting back away. It got a new set of tires. It did a tune-up, and it's getting back onto the highway. So we'll see where this bus is standing at the end of the week. We're going to go through the questions here because a lot of the questions do relate back to the game, so we'll be able to discuss.
The one thing there, we're going to do just a general statement here, guys.
Yes.
Can we all relax on Tomori? Like, we just settle it down here, guys. This is ridiculous now. We're looking foolish here, guys.
It's great to see. I get it. But let's put it back in perspective, gentlemen. Bakayoko, everybody wanted to hang him for his first 6-7 games because he was sucking ass. And I remember Belia was hurt. He had no choice. We remember, Steve, we had no choice. And by the time he finished, we needed to sign him. It's great to be positive. Don't get me wrong. But don't pretend Tomori is the next coming of Christ after 4 games, 5 games.
The thing is, in the chat I saw, Veretut's goal is on Tonali, and guys, you gotta watch. You gotta see the complete play. A ball comes in, Tomori is by himself. Instead of taking a touch, he heads the ball out straight to a Roma player. Like, I get we want to see all the positives, but we have to look at the negatives too. Guys, he's flinging in challenges. He uses his speed. In his first half, he used his speed. He was beat. He was out of position. He's lucky that he's that fast to catch up to the Roma player before he goes on net all alone. Like, I understand, guys. Me too, I'm excited, and I like the guy, and I want him to do well.
Of course.
But we have to, as a fan base, be realistic that, there will be a dip in form at a certain point. I hope not, but there will be, because
it's
people will catch on.
It's ridiculous to go pay him whatever he wants after 2 games. There's one thing about being positive and excited, but guys, as you've said all along, Steve, manage expectations. And a little side note, Mike Brennan is on the comments directly from Dublin, Ireland, the creator of the Milan Weekly Podcast, Tic-Tac-Toe game. Thanks for joining us.
No, not tic-tac-toe. Bingo. How do you insult them like that?
Sorry, Mike. Bingo, the bingo game. Maybe that should be on a shirt.
And this is a perfect example. On the screen, guys, and I no disrespect to Dino, but this is this is a 2020, 2021 snowflake. What have you done for me lately? Comment. Tomori is better than Roma. Let's be honest. And I think he's referring to Romagnoli. I hope so. Guys, let's give the guy some slack, right? Romagnoli, if we go back maybe 1 or 2 years, our same fan base was comparing him to Virgil van Dijk, Player of the Year. And I hate Virgil van Dijk. I cannot stand Virgil van Dijk. I find that he is an above average defender playing in a league that has absolutely no tactical knowledge whatsoever. It's based on athleticism and it's based on strength, which he has both. But if we argue that Virgil van Dijk is nowhere close to Maldini or Baresi in whatever position they play, I'm not saying anything, but can we give Romagnoli some slack? And I do not disagree with anybody. Romagnoli has been very, very bad the past couple of games. He had probably the worst game of his career that I've seen against Inter in the derby. And we see the mistakes from Romagnoli. If you just pay attention, you see that there's something wrong. There's a confidence issue. Is he playing hurt? We don't know. But
and look at him at the Coppa Italia game, Steve. He played awesome. He contained Lukaku very well.
It was a different Romagnoli, right? So
the decision of benching him, I think, was the right decision. Before we say that Tomori is better, and I get no offense to you, Dino, that he's better than Romagnoli, I think we would have to judge him on a 3 to 4 year span, not from, you get a guy like Tomori has not played at Chelsea, gets a new opportunity. Great for us, right? But I don't think we should be saying anything like this or going, okay, he's definitely better than him. We bought him to rotate. Right now, he's doing the job that he's being told to, and he's doing it very, very well. But let's not put the blinders on. And like you were saying, is that if we're gonna judge these players a la Tonali, that we're gonna nitpick, right? At this point, he played much better than had much better plays than bad plays. But if we're gonna nitpick those, we gotta act the same way for everybody else, right?
You have to see the complete evolution of the player. Right now, we've seen nothing of Tomori to say that he's better than Romagnoli. I've seen someone who's just fantastically fast. I know that I saw a comment in there that he's a likable personality. That's great. But in the end, I don't care. And again, if Tomori is better and is having better games, like after this Roma game, if he deserves a start, he gets the start. I don't care. But you cannot judge someone who's been here for 5, 6, 7 years. Guys, you got to give Romagnoli some respect. He extended his contract with Milan in the worst times. In the worst times.
And before we crucify him, let him like play horribly for 3-4 months consecutives, and then we'll go from there. Until then, gentlemen, he is our captain. Let's see what Pioli. We've trusted in Pioli all this time. Let's see what he does with this team this coming week. But I don't want to. Yes, we shot on his performances, not on the actual guy himself. And let's be lucky that we do have a guy like Tomori that is capable of coming in and performing, especially a team like Roma. Steve, let's take it through the podcast question, the Patreon questions, and obviously they all touch the game itself. So we start off with Michael. Michael says lots of good and bad yesterday. Good performance and energy again. Injuries are worrying, but I was mostly frustrated with Leao's performance. Looked half-hearted and not very interested. What do you say? So you said that you saw some good, but maybe at the end not tracking back, looked disinterested, and this is the kind of comments we've had in the past with you, Steve, is that he just seemed like he doesn't want to. I'm not saying he doesn't want to be there, but what do you feel about Michael's comment saying he wasn't impressed with Leao?
Guys, I've been on this topic the whole year. Gotten destroyed, gotten made fun of, replied, never got a reply back from the people who I told them the guy has all the talent in the world. But unfortunately, talent doesn't get you everywhere because there has to be some effort. Tracking back, he's done it before in other games.
We've seen it.
And we've seen it. So he does do it. Now, a game like Roma, okay, he was playing on the left. He was playing in the middle. They kind of changed formation. He was in the middle. When he's in the middle, I find he's more lost than he usually is. Because he's just running sometimes like a chicken without a head. He does get involved physically when we start punting the ball out, when we can't get out of the back. Which I like. But then when you see him in possession and the extra touch and the too many touches and not being clinical, fantastic move with the little two-step, pack. But then his shot rolls to the goaler. It's disappointing when you see that because you see the talent is there. On the defensive side, he has to improve. He has to improve if he wants to play on the left-hand side. And, in the final minutes of the game, I need that guy, whether he's playing 9 or whether he's playing on the left wing. I need him to hold the ball like he does, but be smart about it. I need him to take it to the corner. I need him to take a hard foul.
Yeah.
I need him to not give away the ball in possession when we're trying to either restart or continue the possession. Because, like I said, guys, rewatch the last 10 minutes of the game. And the last 10 minutes of the game, Leao was playing with Roma. And we cannot have that.
Yeah, no. And Gio saying, I told you, Vinny, if Leao doesn't get it together, you'll end up being another Balotelli or Cassano. We don't want that. That's the last thing that we want, but we've seen this all before. So hopefully, he performs the way we want him to perform going up. And if he's going to take Ibra's spot for next couple of games, the ball is in your court, Senor Leao. Next question from Husni saying, Tonali had another great performance. Is it the point where he can possibly take Benacer's spot for at least the remainder of the season? Krunic has some sparks of brilliance. Has he proven haters wrong? But I don't think he's at the point that he could take Benacer's spot, because we've seen that without Benacer, we haven't been playing up to par.
Nigel, let's be honest too. We have to be honest. Benacer coming back from injury, he didn't have the greatest 2 games.
That's true.
Did we rush him back? Did we, did we do something wrong on the medical side? I have no idea. But Benacer didn't have the best games either. The difference here, guys, is let's be honest. Last year, at this point in time, we were stopping, guys. We were stopping. It's going to be a year now. Soon, the Campionato would be over. The Campionato would be closed for COVID. This is all resting time that they had last year. And we're seeing the fatigue. We're seeing that this is a problem. The depth of Milan is a problem. Not having someone at right wing is a problem. Not having someone to take Calabria's spot on the right-hand side is a problem. Not having a Vis Ibra is a problem. That's why when people, like David, with all due respect, the bus and getting on the bus to win the Campionato and win a Scudetto, guys, we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Nothing wrong with dreaming, Stevie P.
There's nothing wrong with dreaming, but you have to be realistic. When you're not, you cannot be in a dream 24 hours a day.
The Fantas, that's the Fantas bus. But
yeah, and that's why I don't want to get on the bus, because we're seeing where Milan lacks a lot. We lack a lot of quality. We lack a lot of depth.
Still impressive with that we're in second place, 4 points behind.
It's fine, but you have to be able, as a fan, to be realistic and say, this is overachieving, you understand? And I don't mind overachieving. And I don't mind them putting the effort to go win the Scudetto. But now we're seeing, guys, these next couple of games, if we go back to last year's Campionato, they would not be being played. We'll see the toughness of Milan in these next couple of games.
And side note, how cool and calm and collected is Presidente Kessie? Do you ever doubt him, Steve? When was the last time you saw him have I'm not going to say bad, a subpar performance?
It wasn't good against Inter, wasn't good against Spezia. I'll be very honest with you.
Wasn't good?
No, wasn't good against Spezia. Was not good.
For maybe to his standards, but I'm referring to the penalty kick. It just seems like nothing phases him. He just steps up.
That's fine. I'm okay with them. I don't care about that. I care that he's being overworked.
He definitely is.
He needs to find and needs to trust in the other players. We brought in Mete. Make him play. Well, at this point, let's try to give him some rest. We can never find him any rest. It's the Europa League. He doesn't start. We have trouble. We have to put him in. In the league, we don't start him. We're having trouble. We have to put him in. So basically, the only way that Kessie gets any rest is, knock on wood, he gets hurt. And that's not even the rest. But that's the problem. You cannot have a team where if we take out one individual player,
I know.
It's going to destroy our team.
Let's keep the fingers crossed on that one. Anwar says lots of good yesterday, still missing the Benacer efforts on the midfield. Glad I had my prognostic right. Rebic showed up as a dark horse. These are the games we need him the most. Finally, Father Pioli changes his mind. Happy to see Tomori and Kier as the 2 center backs. Tomori is exceptional, to be honest, and he's only 23. So much room for growth, unlike Romagnoli, who I believe is a notch better than a decent defender. I really liked Tonali's involvement too. He stayed back and tried to defend as well. What do you think, guys, of Sandro's growth so far? Please remember that this is his second season Serie A. Also, the fitness coach needs to be changed ASAP. He clearly does not prepare the players well. All our players experience muscular injuries because of fitness problems and preparation. The medical team has to be changed too. Too many injuries coming back and many relapses, which means that we're not fully healed. What do you guys think? We spoke about the players, but I want to touch base on this, Steve. This has come up many times in the conversation, Milan labs, the doctors, and it seems like we've been having this problem where, I'm not talking about this year, but we're talking about several years. Do you think there's a problem, Steve, with all these muscular injuries?
Let's be clear here. Milan Lab doesn't exist anymore.
That's what I meant.
Let's be clear, because everybody, I see all these people. Milan Lab is crazy. They don't know what they're doing. No, Milan Lab doesn't exist anymore. That's gone. That was gone. That was the Berlusconi era, if I remember correctly. Ancelotti took them all to Chelsea. So let's stop with with that, guys. There's a lot of things going on. These players play multiple times a day, multiple times a week. It's grueling. It's tiring. Nutrition is a factor. We cannot blame just them. The player himself has to have some. Do you think the player goes home, guys, and he has carrots and peas and a little bit of meat, and then he goes to bed with a nice little glass of warm milk?
Is this part of his physio, Steve?
No, but they're gonna go home and they're gonna tank. They want to relax too, guys. We have to remember these guys are kids. They're not old people. They're not like me. They're not 40 years old. You're out of the league unless you're Zlatan. You're out of the league. But they want to go home. They're gonna have a glass of wine with their girlfriend. They're gonna have this. They're gonna have that. They're gonna try something different. Depending where they are, they're gonna go out. They're gonna have a couple of drinks. Alcohol's never great for the body. But we constantly the doctors. When we come out against Spezia and we lay an egg, we blame the doctors or the training staff that they worked them too hard. Now they have muscle injuries and we're blaming the doctors that they're not prepared well. Derek said it. With COVID and these players that are getting these injuries, whether they did have COVID or not, and I think all three of them did. He sent us a great article, Derek, where there might be, and it's just might be lingering effects of COVID, especially to someone who was asymptomatic, like the three, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think Rebic, Ibra, or Haken had any symptoms where it could affect muscle. And these guys are supreme. They're supreme athletes, guys. But playing that much,
Derek, if you're listening to this, if you have a chance, maybe put it in the comments of the video. So anybody that wants to read it, was a very interesting read correlating the from COVID to the muscle injuries. But again, we can look at it both sides, right? It's the doctors, it's this, but like you're saying, it's not like they go home and what did you say? Peas and the potatoes and
carrots,
and penne rigate. One says make sure that they get the penne rigate.
Exactly.
Peter Bernardi. So, what exactly is Leao's position? Do we see Hulk Hogan? Well, he can be Pete, because he's not on the team, the Europa League, to rotate the squad a bit. What is exactly his position? And I'm gonna have a follow-up question to Peter's Europa League. Steve, are you? Can we make it? I think we can make it. Why are we afraid of Manchester United?
This is the best.
Oh, siamo sfortunati.
No,
we just won. I don't understand. It's like, anyways, go on. Sorry.
We have to go through these teams or these types of teams at a certain point.
Yeah.
Are we frustrated? Are we unlucky? I don't find them like the opponent's the opponent, guys. And traditionally, Milan has struggled against a lesser opponent than we have against a more prominent and prestigious opponent like Manchester United. I think it's good for Europa League. I think Milan can pass. I would like to see what Manchester United does in terms of rotation, because I don't think Manchester United even has to rotate because they're out of the league. They'll basically rotate in the league and concentrate on Europa League, which is not stupid. And I was listening to Bobo TV. For people who don't know what Bobo TV is, and I'm going to give him a plug that he absolutely doesn't need from Milan Weekly Podcast, but I'll give it to him. So it's basically Vieri, Cassano, Ventola, and Aden from Sky Sports, and they talk for 3 hours. It's really something. They had Totti on, and they go through their stories. It's a great thing. It's on Twitch. Aden said something that, he put me into perspective, and I was so happy. Guys, Serie A is for Europa League. Teams bust their balls to make Europa League or make Champions League. And then let's say the teams, he said it like this: Champions League, only Juve can win Champions League, or only Juve is set out to win the Champions League. The other teams, unfortunately, they don't have a team to compete. And I agree with him. Not maybe this Juve, but in the past. Okay. And the other teams that go to Europa League, Serie A feels entitled to say, we don't care about Europa League. But unfortunately, guys, that's the tournament that the Italian teams could win. It should not be, oh, who cares about Europa League? It should be, let's go win the Europa League.
Because in the last 10 years, Juve might have had the team on paper, but it proves to you that no other teams who made it other than Juventus to the quarterfinals, semifinals, finals.
He said it honestly there. Does Inter have a good team? They have a good team. The Campionato. They're justly, after 22 weeks, I have to remind all my Interisti friends, after 22 weeks, yes, they are in first place. But Inter also got knocked out of the Champions League and the Europa League and doesn't play in those tournaments anymore. Mm-hmm. We cannot say, and we cannot be, we cannot have this ego that, oh, we don't care about the Europa League. But he said it. He goes, people break their balls to make Europa League. And Cassano said it with Sampdoria. They broke their balls to make Europa League or the Champions League and then go down to Europa League. But then they rotated 10 starters or 8 starters didn't come. That's not fair to the people who go who root for Sampdoria. They wanna go. They wanna be able to win. But unfortunately, Serie A is too fancy, and we always say, who cares about Europa League? But Europa League now is very important because it's another avenue to get to the Champions League.
Serie A is in no state as we speak in the last 10 years to have the luxury of saying Europa League is not important. Sorry, guys, this is the way it is. Yeah. You know, basically, hopefully, one day we get back on the top of European football and world football. But right now, look, I love having Manchester United. The more playing we do, better. Like especially against these kind of teams. If we win, we win. If we don't, at least let's match ourselves up to a Manchester United. And it's not because Manchester United is in the Europa League doesn't mean that they're not good. They're first in the Premiership. Steve, correct me if I'm wrong.
No, they're 10 points back. Manchester City.
Sorry, so Manchester City is in first, anyways. You see, guys, I don't really watch all the other ones, but I like that. I like that take on the Europa League, and I'm for it. Bring them on, because it's just going to bring us back some great memories. David Guarascio, with Hakan's recent performance, you think he will be demanding a high salary raise, or should we focus on Donnarumma? David, what fucking games have you watched that his recent performances that he's going to be demanding a high salary game? Maybe, I don't know, you work in the smoke shop. Maybe you've been smoking some of that stuff. Would you keep Tomori in the lineup and rotate Kjaer and Romagnoli, or rotate Tomori and Romagnoli? Love you guys, and Forza Milan. Hakan, do you believe in this thing that he's going to Manchester United?
I don't know. But it's too early for Mercato for me.
Do you find that he's played well? I don't know what he's referring to.
No, but I saw a good comment in the chat there, the Milan Club Montreal chat, where if it is true and if he is having problems, again, like we had multiple times where Hakan, his outside life affects his on the pitch life. Guys, mentally strong, we need these players, and especially if we want to make that jump to Champions League. In the Champions League, we couldn't give a flying fuck that your girlfriend is banging someone else. We care as Milan fans that you show up and you make sure we get the fucking 3 points in the round robin, and you make sure that if it's after the round robin, we don't get knocked out. We don't care about what's happening outside your life.
David, you're saying like because of his bad performances, should he ask for a raise? No, I think the last rumors were 4.5 a year. We'll see where that goes. And would you? How about, let's say, out of all these center backs, he was asking rotation. Even though we have been critical of him, Steve, but that one guy that does not rotate, is it Romagnoli or is it Kjaer?
I don't know. Pioli has to find the best two two center backs, no question asked, during practice, during his tactical analysis of the other team. He has to find the best two.
So you're for like, just give me these two and we'll rotate when we need, not like a carousel for every single game.
If it's a carousel, it's a carousel. It gives some people a break. I don't think that it's a bad idea of what he's done in the past, where he gives someone like Kier a rest. Let's see Romagnoli at the 65th minute and see if he has those 25, 30 minutes left in the game. And if he has legs for 30 minutes, and you can make an evaluation of that. But it's not to who's permanent and who's going to rotate. Right now, Milan needs to find the best two center backs that are in form during practice, not injured, and to add to that, the best tactical matchup for the strikers that we're playing. We made that mistake, right?
Yeah.
We made that mistake. We didn't do that against Spezia, where, we walked in there and we said, hey, the 3 points is ours, guys. Let's go. Let's go to the derby. Fuck. Let's go. This is fantastic. That's what we did against Spezia. Because Spezia, Real Spezia, I call them, gave us a fucking beating. And then the week later, they lost to Fiorentina. Who the fuck loses to Fiorentina?
Don't remind me. Don't remind me. And Dino saying Kier can't even play every game. That's another good point. Fabio says, no questions. The bus is alive and well. Forza Milan. Thank you, Fabio. Youssef saying, he goes, never let Gio on a podcast if he's not wearing a Milan jersey. So he's trying, making sure that the loss is because Gio didn't wear a jersey. But is Zlatan's injury real or fake? Or am I crazy to think that way? Youssef, I think he's got too many conspiracies going on.
That's
our friend Youssef.
Sanremo stuff.
Sanremo stuff.
I really hope he's injured, because if he misses matches for Sanremo, we have a serious problem.
Yeah. Anna saying, anybody knows about the Caldara situation? Isn't he technically our player if Atalanta don't want him?
Yes.
That's a fantastic question. And
that's a fantastic question and a really fucked up problem that we have.
What if they say they don't want him, Steve?
He comes back. And we either hope that he's a better player, not hope that he's a better player, because I think he's a good player, just very injury prone.
Very injury prone, but anybody that has information, thank you for that question, because if he comes back, then you have, how many center backs do you have at that point? Right? Way too many. Somebody mentioned Gabbia there. Gabbia, we haven't talked about him in a while, but you have Gabbia. Then it's like, Caldara has to come back, and what do you do with Tomori? Oh, well, now we have Caldara, but fantastic question. Thank you, Anna.
AC Luda says Caldara stays at Atalanta if they get top 4, I think. So you know what? Bring him over. As long as Atalanta doesn't make top 4, we can deal with the stupidity of Caldara, and I don't care. As long as I don't see Atalanta in the top 4, I'm happy.
Taking it over to Twitter, Trashboat. Do you think Mandzukic is a waste of $4 million on our wage bill? 3 months of football left, and he's injured and still getting up to speed from not playing for months. I don't think it's a waste right now, because obviously it's on a 6 months basis, and I don't think we've seen enough, Steve, to call him a waste. Correct? It's not like we've seen, oh my God, look how many shots he missed or how many goal posts. Like, we haven't seen anything. But when do you start maybe panicking? Let's just say Mandzukic comes back and he takes Ibra's spot and we don't win. How's your feeling on Mandzukic?
I have absolutely no feeling. I know nothing to the player. For me, he's someone who came over, low risk, high reward. Right now, it's not panning out, to be very honest. I think he seems lost, or maybe not in tune with what Milan wants to do on the offensive side. Hey guys, let's face it too. When we've put him on and he plays alongside Ibra, it's hard to play with Ibra. I love Ibra and I cherish the things, and I'm happy that I got him to see him play with Milan 2 times, but it's hard. We'll give you the example of Rebic going down the left-hand side and basically cutting in, and he has all the right to shoot. Instead, he succumbs to the pressure of Ibra and makes a pass to Ibra, and instead of us having a shot on goal, we have an offside going the other way around. Yep. It's just the wrong soccer play, guys.
Yeah.
It's the wrong soccer play. I don't care if it's Ibra. I don't care if it's anybody else.
And he was on
It's the
Rebic.
wrong-
He would have scored that. He
exactly.
was on.
He was on, right? So that's the things that I see and that frustrates me. And I put myself in their shoes. And I'm not saying Mandzukic has anything. Mandzukic is a Scudetto winner. He a fantastic World Cup with Croatia, but it's very hard to play with him. But I can't even give him that as an scapegoat because he doesn't seem like he's involved in the play, and that's a problem.
Hopefully he comes back sooner so we can actually judge him. And sorry, Gio, I completely didn't see yours. Sorry. Keep up the great work, guys. We are back to winning ways in this time. Is it time to drop Hakan for Diaz to see what Diaz is all about? I think we're not going to have a choice right now, Gio. So if Hakan is slightly injured, let's see what Diaz, and let's not kid ourselves as well, guys. It's not like Diaz was, oh my God, what a great play. He had good games. He didn't, some games he didn't play very well. He played a lot better when he wasn't that central attacking midfielder play. So let's see what brings out of this. Does anybody have an injury update on Çalhanoğlu? I know last time I read Ibra was 4 games. Rebic seems that he could be ready for Wednesday. If anybody knows, let us know. Mandzukic equals Higuain 2.0. Oh man, we no, that's some bad memories. On Twitter, FIFA Chef, assuming Mandzukic is back from injury rather soon, do you trust him to replace Ibra, or would you count on Leao more?
No, it's going to be probably Leao.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, but if Rebic can't start, we have no choice, right? So
exactly. But I would prefer. I don't know. I would prefer at least keeping Leao on, even though we don't know his position, like some people were asking this before. But because Leao worked in the past, that's how you're going about it.
Leao worked in the past. Leao's been with this team much longer. Leao, once he's in the pitch, and I think at the beginning of the game, I feel like he's involved from the beginning. Coming in as a sub, I feel like sometimes he has moments of disinterest. But if he starts and he's involved and he could do some positive things, I would go with Leao because Mandzukic is not our future. Leao is our future.
Farino says, does this mark a turning point for Milan, or will the issues with complacency that plagued the last weeks remain? Does this win serve as a motivator, or do other results, the Lazio, the Juves, give Milan a false sense of security in the fight for top 4? Obviously, the other results are going to matter, guys, right? And it all depends. We just got to, I like saying, even in business, Steve, I don't look at my competition. I concentrate on myself. Just, concentrate on you. Do what you got to do, and everything else will fall into place. I just find it very funny that I don't understand how every article I see every day, Juve ci crediamo scudetto, Juve ci crediamo scudetto. And I try to think back 3-4 years ago, Steve, the Lazios, the Romas, or even the Milans that would have been at the amount of points that Juve is at right now. You will never see that kind of, articles, or even when Inter won, Inter fa la fuga. How is it they're doing La Fuga? I don't understand this. And when Juve was up by 4 points, everybody was rooting on the other teams. And all of a sudden, because Inter is up 4 points, that's it. The Scudetto race is over. Anyways.
Well, that's just stupidity of the journalists. In the past there, unfortunately, Vinny, let's be honest. Juve at the top of the table, no one was catching them because no one was good enough.
Yeah,
no one was good enough.
But now, so why is Juve all of a sudden it's like they're a Scudetto contender? I could understand.
Yeah, but that's quotes from them, Vinny. You have to also read the article the way it is. It's not the newspaper that says ci crediamo. It's someone at Juve che ci crediamo, and they do believe because they're used to winning. They cannot say to their Juventus population of fans that don't understand, especially in the last 9 years, that your team could have a low, your team could have a dip. This team, I said it from the beginning of the year, they will have a dip because they have financial problems. They have a lot of contracts that people don't want. They were not able to get rid of a lot of the players that they didn't want. They were not able to bring in the players that they wanted. They had to get the favor from Fiorentina. We said it when the Mercato started. It was a favor. No one gives those favors to the other team, and especially Fiorentina and Juve. There
Yeah.
should not be any favors there. And this is the disrespect and what I have towards someone like Comiso and what he wants to do at Fiorentina. That transfer, Fiorentina and Lazio, should have never been a favor. It should have been, you pay me now or he's going somewhere else.
It's a good point.
So that's the we could say all we want, but Juve is Italy's team. From top to bottom, Juve is Italy's team. We could have, Tommy can continue saying Juve ci crediamo nella mer, but Tommy, you have to face it. Juve is Italy's team.
It hurts to admit that.
It hurts to admit it, but it is.
The only country, I think that's like Milan has, much more international lovers, but Juventus, 90% of their fan base, other than that, before Ronaldo, was all in Italy, right?
Half of Calabria is, loves Juventus. That's just unfortunately what it is, guys. It's because the Agnelli family has done so much for Italy.
Juve is the Cowboys of Italy. I like that.
It's 100% right. The Cowboys
that's a good
is
one.
America's team, and Juve is Italy's team. And the newspapers, whether they like it or not, there's someone writing somewhere through that the life cycle of that article who loves Juve. He goes home and he has a shrine of Juve. And it's different than North American sports, guys, because in North American sports, the reporters, they put the blinders on.
Yeah. That's a good point. Steve, I'm going to touch base on my indigestion of the week, and unfortunately this has to go again versus Ibra and LeBron James. I don't know why, we spoke about it on Sunday with the guys, but I don't know why his name came up in an interview with ESPN Sweden. I just find that Ibra, look, nobody's going to tell Ibra what to say, what not to say, but if you're going to go say something about a guy like LeBron James, make sure, or any other person, right? Make sure that you know that he's going to fire back. And LeBron, I have to give chapeau to LeBron's comment. I don't know if you saw it, Steve. Respectful, and just said it in a kind of way like, I'm not going to, Ibra just basically said, do not stick to what you're good at. Don't stick yourself in politics. And LeBron, I just felt it was completely out of place from Ibra. Again, Ibra can say whatever he wants, but I just felt this was not nor the time nor the place to draw himself attention. Some people saying, "Oh, he's drawing attention to himself from outside the team." I don't know. What were your feelings about that one? That one just hit hard.
I couldn't care less.
You couldn't care less?
Millionaires fighting over each other. LeBron should just shut up. LeBron thinks he's Barack Obama.
Steve,
stay out of politics. It's not for him. It's not for him. LeBron James only has an agenda when it's convenient for LeBron James.
I don't agree with that, Steve. I'm sorry. From what he did, the school, the kids, and this and that. And did you listen to his response?
I don't care about his response, to be very honest. Because these are two rich athletes that they're just saying with it. So you know what? LeBron James, he should have responded to Ibra. Stick at what you're good at. Don't go to Sanremo.
In reality,
that's the thing. Not I'm gonna say what I want to say. No one's gonna tell. So it's fine then, LeBron. Do whatever you want, but people are gonna fire at you, and you're gonna have to take it. But it seems like LeBron likes to fire, but then after, when someone rebuttals or wants to go against LeBron pulls out the card of I'm gonna say what I have to say for the agenda that I have to say.
No, I'm sorry, Steve. I don't agree with you. He defended himself. LeBron is just there saying, "Did you hear about Ibra? He said this about you, that you should just stick to what you do good."
No,
obviously you had to defend him, was it?
No comment.
All right, still my indigestion.
If he cares about his cause, no comment.
All right, that's my indigestion of the week. We're dividing the comments, guys.
This is LeBron getting himself in the news again for this whole thing.
Do you have any indigestions of the week? Tommy's
still on Juventus. My indigestion of the week, to be very honest, is I'm gonna have to go with this whole Tamori Romagnoli thing. Like, I'm not a Romagnoli hater. I think he has a lot to give. I just think that it's pretty sad how he went from world beater to we don't want to even see him on the field. That's not the way we want Milan to treat their players or their captains. And again, justfully so, had to be benched and let's go. But we cannot forget what people have done for us.
It's like most of the comments go from point A to point Z without actually following the steps from over there. A good a brioche of the week, Steve. Did you see Pioli talking to Caressa and Bergomi? And Caressa was saying after the match, like, how did anything specific happen? How did you get them back motivated? And he answered, "Yeah, I showed him one of your Chronica," and they started having a laugh because I'm very critical of Milan. So I don't know if you saw that. That was pretty funny.
But that's the double standard in Italy, to be very honest, Joe. I'm very happy that someone told him that. Because Fabio Caressa, they cannot hide it, you understand? If we're getting
Caressa is horrible, yeah.
more praise from... I don't think he's horrible. I think he's great for the national team. I think he's great when he doesn't have an agenda against the team. But it's very obvious when he has an agenda against the team. Because if you remember, he's there with Beppe Bergomi. That's the duo.
Yeah, Bergomi sometimes defending Milan.
Exactly, and if we get like a straight up critique, and you know what, is Milan perfect? No, but when the critique is like when you're looking for something, you're dying to find something. For me, that's not professionalism in a commentator that's trying to be unbiased.
Yeah, that's true. How about you? Any feel good moments from this week, Stevie P?
I like the parody and Serie A, to be very honest. I like that Bologna beat Lazio. I like that Juve couldn't get full points against Hellas Verona. I liked
they won against.
I liked Milan beating Roma.
No, they said 1-1. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I know. I like the Juve. The Milan beating Roma. I find the parody is very interesting. Week to week, and I scratch my head every week at some of the results, but this is what it is. It's nice.
It's more exciting. It's more exciting than the last year's. So we'll keep on trucking, and hopefully the Serie A keeps us excited until game day 38. Steve, let's close off with this news of I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce the team there that Suning owns in China. Zhuang, hold on a second. Anyways, guys, the team that is owned by Suning that won the Chinese league, that's it. It's over. Suning is pulled out of financing there. Is this the beginning of more things to come for Inter? How did you take this news? I was trying to read up on it. I'm not going to try to pretend I knew, this whole finances, but basically the gist of it is Suning just pulled out and this team has folded. They just won their championship, their Scudetto, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not educated enough in that league to be very honest, Joe. But it's very surprising because I would have thought that they would have. Is it because they can't find someone to take on some of the ownership of Inter that they had no choice but to fold this league? Is it because the Chinese league or the Asian league has such a bad financial rap? I don't know. These
can't be good news, Steve.
If we go back 2-3 years, these guys were overpaying everybody. Everybody was being overpaid. Some of them even blame the team. They blame the Asian league for upping the prices of the mercato.
How much was Graziano Pelé doing in China, Steve? How much did they buy him for?
The highest. He's still probably one of the highest paid players.
He's back, is he not?
He's back at Parma.
He's back at Parma, but I think he was making. I think there were 20 million a year.
I don't know. He was very overpaying the players, and I don't know. And I don't know enough. It's very strange. I know that the Chinese government forbids or passed a law to not take out money out of China to invest in either sports or other. We're gonna say not traditional business venture.
Yeah,
but now seeing that their own team, and you know what, and I'm very surprised because China and Asian people, they're very proud, and they took a team that just won a championship in the Chinese Super League and just folded.
So we'll see where that takes Inter from there. Hopefully the players, we like to joke around about Inter, but not getting paid for work that you've done. You could be a multi-millionaire or anything like that. Everybody's got their expenses.
This is bad. I hope that I really hope that we don't have this again, because Serie A does not need this.
It's going to take another. It's going to take another black eye, Steve.
Yeah, I don't care if it's Inter. I don't care if it's Juve. I don't care if it's Roma, who's already gone through it. Milan has already gone through it.
We need better days, not another dark side on our beloved Serie A. Pele was Faz was saying 290,000 euros a week in China. 290,000 euros. That's like our Patreon money, Steve, give or take. Yeah. But guys, thank you so very much for joining us once again. Stay tuned. I'll be probably on Wednesday night for a post-game reaction, since the following Monday we'll talk about the Verona game. Steve, any closing moments for our almost 75 live viewers tonight? We'll see where that goes, but we got to keep on believing. What do you got?
Believe. There's only one thing that counts: is the colors, red and black. Forza Milan.
Forza Milan, guys, and always remember, ovunque e sempre.
Forza Milan.